A wonderful good afternoon to you, everyone. I hope you can hear the music just as I can. I'm going to encourage you. Don't sit there. Get up on your feet and dance with me. Good afternoon to you, everyone. This is Michelle L. Forbes on the My Story Talk Show. And it is a wonderful pleasure to have you here this afternoon. Let's tune the music down a bit. Yeah. So this afternoon, it's a wonderful pleasure to have you here with us on My Story Talk Show. You know the rap. As usual, go tell your dad, your mom, your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt, your grandma, your grandpa, your cousin, me female, your cousin male, your coworker, your neighbor in front, your neighbor behind, your neighbor beside, your neighbor down the road, your enemy, your frenemy, everyone that is in your circle, that is in your network. Go call them up, grab them and say, come, because My Story Talk Show is online, live and direct, coming to you from Toronto, Canada. Yes, yes. Hallelujah. So it's a wonderful pleasure to have you here this afternoon. And this afternoon, as you would have seen me post, it says, let's talk 1 and 2 Prelude. So this afternoon's show comes with a double whammy. We'll have a chat, 1 and 2. You'll get a prelude to who our guest is for next week. Yes, yes. Yeah, so all being well, our guest that is to come and sit with us and join us on next week. That is October 24th. Will be joining us a little later on in the show. And you'll be able to learn a bit, have a taste of what his story entails. Or I would say, when I consider the vastness and the magnitude of his story, I would say a drop in the bucket, a snippet of what his story entails. So this afternoon, as we're starting our conversation, I have one question for you. And the one question is, why? 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 Why do we always go after more or want more? As you join us this afternoon, I am asking for you to go ahead and I'm asking you to go ahead and give me a reply to your answer. What would you say is the reason why we always go after more? We always looking for more. And I see Lady Esther J. Thomas in the house from Inside and Insight. Hi, Esther. Essie, my affectionate name for her. And everyone else, as you come on board, as you join with us this afternoon, I'm going to ask you, send the sister some love. Hi, Michelle. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Yep. So our question this afternoon is why? Why do we always be looking for more? Why do we always be going after more? Why? I'll give you a moment to think about it. I want you to put a few minutes into thinking about why. And as you think about the why I want you to then turn it inward. Why do I always be looking for more or going after more or want more? Why? Now, today, as I attempt to answer that question, give my answer, my version of the answer for that question, I would share with you from the scriptures in Philippians chapter 3, more specifically targeting verses 13 and 14. And I'll read and share that with you. And it says, Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended. And this is Apostle Paul talking. And Apostle Paul can be dubbed and categorized as a present day scholar. So in our day, he would have held several first degrees, several second degrees, and third degrees. So that's your bachelor's, your master's, your doctorate, as well as certificates and diplomas and associate degrees. Apostle Paul was a highly learned man. Yes. And so as he wrote here, this is a very humbling statement. And he says, Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, like I count not myself to have attained any great thing. But this one thing, I do, forgetting those things which are behind me. So all his failures, all his successes, he says, I have decided, I have figured out, I have made up my mind that I consider not, I let my eyes focus not on all that I have attained or not attained so far, whether it be through failure or successes. But this one thing I do, I forget those things behind. And what do I decide to do now? I reach, and he says, and reaching forth for those things which is before me. Reaching is a continual word. Reaching for those things that are before me. So if it is failure, yes, in whatever category, in whatever circumstance, in whatever situation you would have found yourself and you would have failed. Okay, I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to reach forward to what is before me. If it is successes, and everybody in your circle, in your network, outside of your circle, as you would have succeeded, would say, kudos, congratulations, wow, you were so awesome, you did great, you attained much. Forget it. Don't get stuck there, but position your spirit, your soul, your mind, your body to say, I am reaching forward to what is before me. To what is where? Before me, not behind. Paul, the highly learned man, said, I'm not going to get tied down to what is behind, whatever it is, whether it was a failure or success, but I'm going to reach forth to what is before me. So this afternoon, as I share with you, I would say the focus, the title, the theme of this afternoon's show is hope. Hope. In layman's term, I would share with you a phrase that my mom always said as I was a child growing up. Michelle, once there is life, there is hope. Michelle, once there is life, there is hope. Michelle, once there is life, there is hope. And mind you, this was coming from a woman who's a widow, a young widow with 14 fatherless children, and her occupation was a dressmaker. So her situation, to the natural eyes, was hopeless. So as she would say to me, she was actually doing self-therapy. As she would say to me, Michelle, once there is life, there is hope. What does that say? Me breathing in and out just now says, I have life. And because I have life, there is hope. So I ask you to join me with that simple exercise this afternoon. Or if you're listening to the replay, just breathe in and breathe out. That in itself is saying to you, there is hope because you still have life. Let's do it one more time. Yes, there is hope. Wherever you find yourself this afternoon, wherever your story has been written to the point where you find yourself in what seems like a hopeless place, breathe in, breathe out, and come to the realization that there is hope. For tomorrow being a brighter day, and the following day being a brighter day, and the next tomorrow, and the next tomorrow, and the next tomorrow, as long as God tarries, being a brighter day for you. Yes. So, for my guest on my audience on for my audience on Facebook, I am realizing that you are not in tune. So what I'm gonna do is to stop this broadcast, and then I'm gonna start it again. I'm gonna shift the time and start it again. For whatever reason, Facebook decided that they deleted the broadcast. And so I'm going to, when I click the live button, it went live on YouTube. But for those on Facebook, you would be in the dark. So we're going to attend to this. Seemingly failure. But once there is life, there is hope. We're going to rectify this right now. See you in a few.